Have you ever felt like the American dream keeps moving further away, especially for your children? If you're an H-1B visa holder, you know that securing a future for your kids in the US can feel like a constant race against time. You work hard, you pay taxes, you contribute to this country in every possible way, and yet, when it comes to your children's green card process, the system can feel complicated, stressful, and sometimes even unfair. But today, I want to talk to you about something very important, something that could change the game for thousands of families like yours. Recently, USCIS introduced a new rule that impacts the green card path for the children of H-1B workers. And let me tell you, this isn't just another policy update buried in legal language. This is something that can directly affect the lives and futures of your kids, the very reason most of us came here in the first place. If you've been worried about your child aging out at 21 and losing their eligibility for a green card, you're not alone. So many families have faced sleepless nights over this, fearing their children would have to start all over again on a student visa, or even leave the country they call home. And I know how heavy that fear can feel. But this new rule aims to make a difference, and I want you to understand exactly what it means for you and your family. In this video, we'll break everything down in simple, clear language, no confusing legal jargon, no overwhelming details, just the truth about what this policy change really means and how it could impact your child's green card journey. You've worked too hard and sacrificed too much to leave your family's future to uncertainty. So, stay with me till the end, because the information I'm about to share could help you make the right decisions at the right time. And before we dive in, if you care about securing your child's future in the US, take a moment to like this video. It helps us reach more families who need this information and ensures you never miss important updates that could affect your life. So, let's jump right into it. You've probably seen the headlines or heard people talking about this USCIS rule change. But what does it actually mean for you as an H-1B parent? How does it affect your child's green card journey? Let's break it down in the simplest way possible, because I know this stuff can feel overwhelming, and the last thing you need is more stress on top of everything you already deal with. First, a quick refresher. What has been the biggest challenge for kids of H-1B workers? It's the so-called aging out problem. If your child turns 21 before their green card is approved, they no longer qualify as a dependent. That means, even if you've been waiting patiently in that long green card backlog for years, your child could suddenly lose their spot and have to start all over with a student visa or some other temporary status. It's heartbreaking, right? Because these kids grew up here. They went to school here. They call this place home. And yet, because of a birthday, their whole future can be thrown into uncertainty. Now, what USCIS has done with this new policy is something we've been hoping for a long time. They've updated the way they calculate a child's age under the Child Status Protection Act, the CSPA. In the past, the rules were strict, and a lot of families got caught in that trap where their child aged out simply because processing times were painfully slow. The new change is meant to address that issue and give children a fairer shot at staying eligible, even when the system moves like a snail. Here's the heart of it. Under this new policy, USCIS will now use a different date, the date when the immigrant visa becomes available, to lock in a child's age. That means the age, for immigration purposes, could be calculated more favorably, so kids aren't punished for delays that are completely out of their control. Think about that for a second. For so many families, this could mean the difference between your child staying on your green card application or falling off because they turned 21. This is a big deal. And I know what you might be thinking. Okay, that sounds great, but does it apply to everyone? What if we're already in the process? What if my child is about to turn 21? These are the questions that keep parents up at night, and trust me, you're not alone in asking them. The good news is that this policy is retroactive in some cases, which means it could actually help families who were previously stuck. But you still need to pay close attention to the timing, because the details matter. Now, let's talk about what this means for you emotionally, because I know this isn't just paperwork. it's your child's future. For years, you've been working so hard, sacrificing family time, maybe living far from your loved ones back home, just so your kids can have a better life here. And to imagine all of that slipping away because of a birthday, that's enough to make anyone feel hopeless. But this new rule, at least, gives us something we haven't had in a long time: hope. Real hope that our kids can continue to build their lives here without that constant fear of being forced out. I want to pause for a second and say this. If you're watching this right now and feeling that mix of relief and confusion, you're not alone. That's exactly why we make videos like this, so you can have clarity and confidence instead of anxiety and second guessing. And while we're here, if you find this helpful at all, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It's not just about the algorithm. It's about reaching other families who are in the exact same position as you and don't even know this change exists yet. So when you like this video, you're literally helping someone else sleep better tonight. Okay, back to the details. One thing you need to understand is that the green card backlog for employment-based visas, especially for countries like India, has been a nightmare for years. We're talking about decades-long waits in some cases. And that's why the aging out issue has been such a big deal, because by the time the priority date becomes current, your child is often already a legal adult. This new policy doesn't fix the backlog problem, but it does make the system more humane for families who've been caught in that limbo. Now, does this mean you can relax completely? Not quite. You still need to make sure your paperwork is in order, that you're keeping track of your priority dates, and that you're responding quickly when your case moves forward. This is not the time to assume everything will magically work out. It's the time to be informed and proactive. And here's something I always tell my viewers. Knowledge is power. The more you understand how these rules work, the less likely you are to be blindsided by a technicality. And let's be real for a second. Immigration law changes all the time. What's true today could shift again tomorrow, which is why staying connected and informed is so important. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, now is the perfect time. That way, you'll always know when something big like this happens. Because let's face it, most of us don't have the time to dig through government websites or read complicated legal updates. That's my job, to make it simple, clear, and real for you. Now, you might be wondering, does this mean my child is guaranteed a green card now? And the answer is no. This isn't a magic wand that fixes everything, but it does give you breathing room. It gives you a fairer shot. And in a system that often feels stacked against us, that's a win worth celebrating. I also want to address something that I think a lot of parents feel but don't always say out loud. There's a guilt that comes with this whole process, isn't there? Like, you've done everything right, but you still feel like you're letting your kids down because their future is uncertain. I want you to hear this clearly. You are not failing. You are doing everything you can in a system that makes things incredibly hard. And this change? This is a step toward making it a little less hard. So give yourself credit for hanging in there. Before we wrap up, let me say this. If you have questions, if you're still confused, drop a comment below. I read them. I answer as many as I can because I know this isn't just information, it's life-changing for real families. And if you know another H-1B parent who's worrying about their kids aging out, share this video with them. Seriously, send them the link right now, because the sooner they know, the better they can plan. And one last thing, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because we've got more updates coming that could make a huge difference for your family. Together, we can make sure no one is left in the dark when policies like this come out. You're not alone in this journey, we're in it together.